Okay, so it's Saturday morning. So it's only a little while later than it was. I mean, it's been a few hours since I had left that video, but I'm doing another one. Hey, there's Archie. I was going to do his stretches. Oh, see, he's going to go lay right in front of the heater because it's cold today. It's really cold. I got a lot of clothes on. I got my bathrobe on and everything. This is garage chic. But anyways, and every time I keep looking up here, it keeps looking like there's a Christmas tree with decorations right here. And I keep thinking, what is all this shimmering stuff? But anyways, there is something I want to talk about because it's crazy. Some of this stuff is so crazy. And I don't even know if I can explain it all. I don't even know if I finished explaining all the stuff I had said earlier. There was some things coming into my mind, so I don't know. It might finish some of that because there was something that was coming to my mind. And I was like, oh, wait, I didn't even say it. I didn't even finish talking about that. But so I had done a video and about, that we need to stand for ourselves or whatever. And about united we stand. It's when we all come together. And the divisiveness is so crazy because now everything that I say, that all these people are like, how dare you? Donald is our savior. Donald is here to take care of business. And I can't believe, why didn't you do this 4 years ago? It's like, what are you talking about? I've been doing this for a long time. And, but people don't, I mean, they become very, what is the word? Um, uh, Whatever it is, I can't think of it. But what is weird is, okay, so as far as I'm concerned, Donald is not here as a savior. There is no savior. There's no saviors. And I had talked about this a long time ago, that there's like a group of people who look at him as a savior. Like, all we need to do is get him in. He's going to save us and we can go back to business as usual. That is not what's happening. He is opening it up for us to save ourselves. And how we have to save ourselves is to know what we want, to know that we're not going to be run over by these people. And don't forget who these fucking people are. They're a bunch of fucking vampires and reptiles and shit. These people who want to run us. So it's up to us to say, no, we're not going to be run by you. And he's giving us all these opportunities to do that for ourselves. But these people, they just want to sit back now and be like, the king has arisen. And it's like, that isn't even what he wants it to be. He wants us. And I think that is why some of this stuff, like I had said months ago, some of this stuff would be really outrageous to push the people from just being this dependency on a savior. So it would make them have to question their own morals. And all of this stuff is it's coming in up with the immigration has really got people just in a heap. And there is lots of people are saying, oh, they're just out there just rounding people up, especially in Washington State. Well, now I'm in Spokane. I haven't seen any of that. I asked my daughter over in Yakima. She said, I haven't seen any of that. But there's people saying this is going on all over the place and in Yakima. And Yakima is really heavy on the migrants. And like I said, I think this is a roundup of the criminals. It's not just a roundup of, and if they are getting some people, I don't know. I don't think that is what and everything about that is anyways is to push us into thinking about what does citizenship mean, what rights do we have as human beings, what rights do they have to tell us where to be. And don't forget that they don't own the earth. They don't own it, and they try and play this game like they do. And this stuff that's going on with the tribes, in them trying to, say that they don't, like they're trying to ship off Navajos or something. So this is, I mean, those people were on their lands when the colonizers came, when the church and the crown came and brought in their soldiers to push these people back and to oppress them. And so they were shoved into corners and stuff. And I don't know, the corporation carried on and came up with its American ways and stars and stripes and all that stuff. But it's us that has to break that down. It's us that has to question it. It's us that has to think about, like, what does it all mean? And we have so many people who are really up their asses with this American citizenship and get rid of all the people who aren't Americans, make them come in and do everything legal and stuff like that. Which, don't forget, there's countries that are opening up citizenship to your heritage. So if you have certain heritage in your bloodline, then you get to be opened up to those citizenships. So that is because it's our birthright. It's our freedom. This other thing is about oppression and repress oppression, and we allow it. See, we think, well, they're doing it to them. As long as they're not doing it to us, it's all cool and dandy. But they're doing it to them. Well, that is why we have to have empathy and compassion, so that we start saying, no, you can't do it to them. If they want to live here, then they have the right to live here. And however that's going to play out, I don't know how it's all going to play out. I just know that things are going to change, but it's up to us to say we want this change. We don't want there to be. What's crazy is, like, some of the stuff that these people have been saying to me in my comments is so crazy. But it's like, the red or the blue, just because you pick a color, you're picking a slave owner. Like, it doesn't matter. You're picking someone that you're taking a knee to. You're enslaved to their mission, whatever it is that they have planned. Now you're a part of that because you've chose them to be under. I mean, it is, it's a submission. It is, and they have shown that they do it all through corruption. They get you to submit, and then they just do crimes and do all this illegal stuff. And there's so much stuff about, Donald didn't have his hand on the Bible. And I don't know what all is going to come out about that, but he's also been doing executive orders of the thing that what's going to be about the people who had interference in this whole thing. And there's going to be so much about that because, oh yeah, because what I was going to say about the illegitimate past 4 years is there keeps being all these signs, like they're putting up presidents' faces and they're skipping him. Like, but they're skipping him like he wasn't ever even there. So there's all these different signs that he's not going to be acknowledged, which is going to wipe out all the things that he had done, which is going to be, a lot of crazy stuff. It's just going to be like such a clusterfuck of information and so many things. But just remember, what it is so much about is you, with your morals and you thinking about what's right and what's wrong. What's right for them, what's wrong for me, what's like, really think it through. And think of yourself as a human being, not just an American citizen or a Canadian or an Australian or whatever. Think of yourself as a human being, an earthling, somebody who was born on this planet with the free rights, and that some other group came in and started telling us how to live, where to live, what we can do, what we can't do, and started staking claim to land that wasn't theirs. And they do it through all this bullying, and it's like them just telling us this is the way it is, and us saying, okay, and this is a time where that is stopping. And it's so crazy, because I'm in a blue state, and we have to stand up for our rights no matter what. But as soon as you start saying that, the people think you're like going against Donald. But it's like, you cannot just depend on him to save everything. You can't just depend on him to come in and fix it all for us. Like, he's laying the groundwork. He's giving us, he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot of stuff, but he can't come in and save each and every one of us for the things that we want and need. And we have to come together. That is a part of the awakening. We have to come together in a united front as sovereign beings out of respect for one another, and say, there's going to be, I just know there's going to be big changes about what is the citizenship thing and what it is to be human, what it is to be all these different classifications. There's going to be a lot of changing. And but a lot of people are stubborn, and they just want things to stay the same. They just want this conservative guy to come in, preach about Jesus, and tell everybody else what to do, and make the world a happy place for them. It's like, it's not going to go like that. It's each of us have to decide what is a happy place for us, and it's going to break down more in like territories, land, like realities. It's going to be way more of going into alignment with a reality that's in alignment with you, going towards a place to rebuild or whatever, and finding people that are more like you, who are like-minded, so you guys can build a happy, content community. And so, like-minded people building communities, that's why there'll be some communities that'll have different kinds of rules and stuff. However it goes, there's going to be different rules, but it's going to be on a smaller scale, not this giant scale of trying to rule us and then imprison us and hold us captive, charge us, tax us, and essentially enslave us. But the people just walk right into it. They just allow it. And then you can see, like right now, the resistance against Joe, and then they take a knee to Donald. And it's like, I don't believe that that is what he's trying to do. I believe that he has been trying to get us to question things. That's what that letter is all about. Question your reality. Question what it is. Turn on your moral compass. What's right, what's wrong, and figure these things out for ourselves. And he is, brought all this stuff to the surface, telling us, I need to drain this swamp. I need to do this and do that. And then we're all sitting there waiting like, why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing it faster? Why isn't this done? Why isn't that done? And getting all huffed and puffed in the past 4 years, like that was hellacious. And so, but that was all to trigger us, to get us to stand for ourselves, and to realize, like, there isn't somebody that's just coming in to save us, to make it all better for us. There's way too many of us, and we're all here for different purposes and different reasons, and there's a lot of stuff that has to go on. And a lot of the stuff is going to be so crazy and absurd because it's going to push so hard on this alternate pole. So wherever you stand, there's going to be something that's going to be pushing. And which, by the way, I am thinking that in the past couple decades, they're not teaching about treason in schools. I don't think they're teaching them about that. I mean, I don't know what they're teaching them, but there's way too many people who are doing acts of that blatantly, just blatantly. Like the whole group of people who are going against the Cuban or Boot people and are just like, keep telling them how stupid they are. Like, you guys are just doing this right on social media. You're just putting yourself it is like, there's so much craziness. But I thought, like, when they were out there protesting and doing all that, that was crazy, because they were getting all on this footage and stuff. Like, all this evidence is going to be all over the place, and there's going to be people, like, the crimes and stuff are going to start being, and it's not going to go directly into, like, Joe Blow, who's going to University of Alabama, who went to march with his fellow liberal friends or whatever. It isn't going to just, got caught up in, whatever, graffiti or burning stuff, like whatever the stuff is. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to, in that sense, I think that there's going to be certain bigger names in their movement that are going to go down, for sure. And that's going to really start hitting home, which there's so much outrage today over Martin, and people want this holiday gone. There's so much outrage. And it's going to continue. This outrage is going to continue because we're going to keep being shown this fake fucking bullshit and all this stuff. But anyways, with the people who are getting so worked up, cannot believe how worked up these people are getting. It's like, God dang, you have to be so specific. You cannot just say, about, United We Stand, and we got to stand up to this corporation and stuff. And it's like, so many people just want Donald to go out there and stand, just him go out there and do it. It's like, no, we have to stand. It's all of us. Where we go on, we all go. Wasn't that what they were pushing the whole time? And you can question everything, think things through. And so, anyways, that isn't ending. Just because this guy got in, people just want to get lazy. All right, now he's got it. Well, let's just go back to business as usual. Let's get out there and have some beers and party. It's like, no, the work is just beginning. This is a whole new world. We are creating a whole new world. He's ending this corporation and shit is going down. And so as it goes down, we got to start over. And he's giving direction. He's saying we're gonna get into this whole the power thing, whatever. The because we've been buying our power, but there's going to be changes about that. He says we're going to be leaders in this thing with cars and stuff, which is probably because we're going to start doing the hovercrafts, but I think in some places they've already been working on them. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be changing as things fall apart, and there's going to be a movement, but you can't just sit back and let someone else do the work for you. This is what you put out comes back to you. And I just saw a really cool story that a girl was telling, a homeless girl, and she's living in her car and she's sleeping in a truck stop. And so she goes in the truck stop all the time to get stuff, and she has a dog. And the people at the truck stop started liking her, and they must have talked to her, and she said no one in her family will let her come and stay with them. And the people at the gas station are like, oh my God, how can people do that to their family and stuff? And so they started really liking the girl and everything. So then they decided to offer her a job. And so she's starting her job, but then they went even a step further. They were going to give her a room at the gas station, but now they're going to get her a room. So they're getting her a room until she gets on her feet and doing everything they can to help. But see, that is where what you're putting out, she just kept putting out, she just kept trying and trying, and the energy starts coming back to you. And so that is where you'll be able to tell, is like the energy that is coming back. And so things are opening up for her. People are there for her. And she was just so grateful. She was so excited. She was crying. She was just like, oh my gosh, I just can't believe how lucky I feel. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's how I felt yesterday, just putting up that little fence thing. It was like, man, what a relief just to have a little space for them to be able to be outside and not be able to just take off. Because those two little freaking orphan boys, they just take off and go off and do whatever the fuck they want. So, anyways, 17. Anyways, I just want to say that. I'm not going to talk for a whole hour or whatever. It's like really mind-blowing. Is that this isn't a time to get lazy. This is a time to think about what it is you want. What is it you want in life? What is it you're willing to sacrifice to have what you want? Because I feel like that there's so many people who just want this constant consumption, and that's feeding the beast. To try and fill your needs up with consuming is feeding the beast. And at some point, you got to say enough is enough, and find what it is to feed you inside of you, rather than this constantly filling yourself up with things or food or whatever it is. They put it out there. It can be drugs, it can be alcohol, it can be a lot of different things. And so it's time to to get a handle on yourself and start putting your energy towards the things that you want, the things that you desire, what you're excited about, and keep envisioning what it is that you want in your life. What is it that you dream about? What is your ideal life? And how do you get there? And not just depending on somebody else, because I heard him saying something where I was like, this is exactly what he's saying, is you have to put something in to get something back. That's how you work in harmony. You can't just sit back being lazy, and that's not working smarter. You have to put the energy towards what it is you want. And so this is the fire that's being lit up under our asses, is to get us to start knowing, like, what is it we want? What direction do we want to go? What is it we want in life and stuff? And to quit being so passive. Quit being such a bunch of couch potatoes to just sit and complain about life is too hard, life isn't going the way I want, and stuff like that. So, anyways, that is what I think. And I'm sure I've got a million messages more now of all these people like, I can't believe you're against Donald. I can't, man, so all the different things people are saying, it's like, I'm not against him at all, but this government, like, we've still got people like out there yakking Newsom, like, here, blue state all the way, man. Like, the battle is not over. He's not coming in to fight all our battles for us. This is a time of revolution. This is a time of coming together. This is a time of unity. And united we stand. And that's just the way it is. So, anyways, just remember what we're doing here, learning how to love ourselves, love everyone, and how to have a loving day, because it's totally up to us. It's the energy we put out. So anyways, that's just what I'm going to talk about. So talk to you later. Bye.